Hi, welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Magazine. My name's Costas.
And I'm Chris.
The Thespian.
Hello.
Can you believe this show's been going on for 6 months?
Really?
I just calculated it, 6 months. We have broken a half-year mark.
Wow, congratulations, us!
Yeah, woohoo! So in 6 months we'll be having a bonanza, we'll be having
an anniversary.
Anniversaries. Now, what we're going to talk about in this week's show, we're going to talk about...
First of all, Steve Rowe's Mint.
Voodoo by Liam Montier, and The Blast from the Past.
Gareth Fred's NFW.
Now, competition time. Last week's competition, well, it wasn't really a competition. We asked people to send us a message saying we love this week's show, especially EVP or whatever the message was. And we've
got 3 winners this week.
We got 3 winners. I'm actually going to pull 5 winners out. 5. So 5 people are going to receive 5 DVDs from the overflow rack. There's loads of people in here.
Hear that?
Pick one out.
First one.
Ken Francis.
Ken Francis. Next one. Quickly. Sam Fuller
from
Sam
YouTube.
Fuller.
That was a YouTube message.
Third one.
Jay Harto, again another YouTube one. I'll mix these up.
Oh, dig deep. Doug Heath.
He won again this week.
And finally, we have a very neatly wrapped
Warren Treadaway. He only lives around the corner.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Now that was the winners, 5 winners. Send us a message and with your address and we'll get something out to you. Competition for
this week
is
an anagram.
Again, it's an anagram and it's a magician's utility of some sort.
It is inhabited silver.
So anagram inhabited silver, and it will be a magician's utility of some sort. That's the competition. Wanted to mention, I mentioned that Doug Heath, he was a winner. Well, he wasn't actually a winner. Now it turns out, because his settings on Facebook were all set to private and no one can see his messages unless they were a friend of his, he was putting the messages on the website, but no one was able to see them. So he made them public and everything was able to be visible. So we're giving him a free prize because he's been sending messages for the past 8 episodes, but no one was able to see them, so we weren't entering him into the competitions. So make sure that your messages are visible.
Yes.
Now I think before we get onto this week's show, don't forget we've got the lecture, John Allen, next week, 22nd of April here at the Dow. We'll be here from about 7, lecture starts at 8, we'll have a few things available for you, drinks, coffee.
7 p.m.
Doors open, but we start at 8. Now let's get on to this week's show.
First product is Steve Rowe's Mint, the Anytime, Anywhere Clear Destination Box.
Let's watch a live performance and we come back and discuss it.
Do you have a favorite card?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone generally has a card that they are attracted to or like. Obviously, there are 52 cards in a pack of cards.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to leave those there because I've taken out one card. I've taken out my favorite card. It's right here. Right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do with my favorite card is I am going to fold it in quarters. Like that. I'm going to leave that just there. In fact, I've got a little mint box. Take some of the mints out, just like that. They don't roll all over the place. And we're going to use that in a second. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to run through the pack of cards and find your favorite card. Hopefully it's in there. I'm going to find... Yeah?
Yeah. You would take it out.
Yes, please. But don't show me. Don't show me. I'm actually going to have you draw on the face of the card, not your name, but like a picture of it. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to give you any hints. Could be a cat, could be a simple drawing. And while you do that, I'm going to put my favorite card right in the mint box. If it'll stay in there, just like so. Bloop.
Okay.
Right, got it? So there's my favorite card in there. Take your card just off the face and give me the rest of the pack. And just so we can lose it in, just say the word stop.
Stop.
Put your card back. There we go. Just like so. Use that as my table. Now, here's the interesting thing. We have a card in here, which is my favorite card, and we've got your favorite card, or whatever, a card that you like, with a picture on it.
Yes.
The question is, what is your favorite card? Which one did you pick?
Ace of Hearts.
The Ace of Hearts. Why did you pick the Ace of Hearts?
I don't know, I just like it.
You like the Ace of Hearts. And just for curiosity's sake, what did you draw on the Ace of Hearts?
A little smiley face.
A little smiley face. That's pretty good. I'm gonna put that there. Hopefully, inside here, we've got one card. Now, if this is the Ace of Diamonds, with a stick man on it, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
So if actually, we pop that out with the things. Will you have a look?
Oh
you can already see it. Have a look.
Oh my god. That's incredible.
There you go.
That's amazing.
You just seen live performance of Clear Mint. Is it Clear Mint?
It's just mint. Just mint.
Let's do that again.
I'll keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
You just seen the live performance for Mint by Steve Rowe. What a great effect.
It's a great effect. Great effect.
There's a lot of these card into clear
Anywhere,
boxes,
location.
anywhere, location type thingies. But this one in particular is very organic. Everyone knows what a Tic Tac box looks like.
Yes.
And works really well. The choreography,
Absolutely.
the structure of the whole routine is superb.
Yes, I agree. And I am sometimes afraid of the misdirection you have to use, to load stuff and whatnot. But with this and the routine that you get with it, the misdirection is done right in front of your audience. And in fact, after you've done one of the moves, you actually use the gimmick. It's hard to explain, really.
Yeah. Well, when you we were going through it, and I thought, well, how can you start with the Tic Tac box empty,
yeah,
and then load the gimmick? How are you loading the gimmick?
Right.
And when we went through and you explained the choreography behind how you actually get the gimmick inside, I thought that's actually pretty clever.
It is, yeah.
It's really
it
clever. It's well done, and it's very deceptive as well.
Yes.
So you can show the Tic Tac box or the Mint box with the gimmick inside. It does look like a playing card.
It does. And one difference from, say, this and the Clarity box, because both, plastic boxes, you can move the gimmick around, which I really enjoy. You can move the gimmick around in the box.
Yeah. So it's not stuck into one position.
Right,
It's
yeah.
actually loose inside, and it gets the way it works, and it gets activated, and
Yeah, it's great. I
it's
enjoy
really
this
good.
effect.
If you like that type of effect, you want a close-up piece that's not cards or coins. Well, okay, this is cards, but you got a little prop with it, which
And
is the Mint box.
Interestingly enough, about it being specifically cards, it doesn't have to be. There are bill changes that you can do with it. There are not necessarily card to impossible location.
Yeah.
You can do color changes. You can do all sorts of stuff with it.
Well,
It's
you actually get the gimmick, and you decide what you want to do with it.
Yes. It comes with 2 stickers. It comes with a red back bicycle and a blue back bicycle.
But also using that principle, knowing the method, you can do bills.
Do whatever you like with it.
Whatever else.
It's really good.
No, it's really well thought out. Fantastic product. The quality of the gimmick itself, the structure of the routining, and that's what I really like about this. It's the whole structure of the method and the routine behind this product is really clever and very well thought out. So fantastic work.
It works.
And great job. The next one, Silver, is Voodoo by Liam Montier. Let's watch a live performance, and again we come back and discuss it.
Do you believe in voodoo? Do you believe in black magic?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have a little experiment. First of all, in my pocket I have a little photo. Well, it's a little drawn picture of what you would consider a voodoo doll. A little drawn photo. In fact, could you hold on to that for me? Just sit on it, keep it in, out of way. And in my pocket, I have a few photos of a real voodoo doll with obviously a pin in it. Some of them are, some of them are not fatal, some of them are fatal, so forth and so forth. Yeah. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take these and just give them a bit of a mix. Just give them a good mix. Just till whenever you're satisfied. Yeah, and just give them a cut right in the middle. Just take about half of them and whatever. Yeah, and then put them on top. Put those on top.
Those on top.
Yeah, great, perfect. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look at the top one and just see where the pin is. If it's a fatal wound, if it's a not fatal wound, just remember where the pin is, right? And put the photo down and just mix it back in so I don't know where it is. Yeah. And we're going to leave those to one side. Now, do you remember where the pin is?
Yes.
All I'm going to ask you, is it a fatal wound or a not fatal wound?
No.
It's not fatal. So if you have a look at the, bring the picture out, and if we open it up. First of all, before we open it all the way up, where was the pin?
Right hand.
Right hand. So let's have a look.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Now you've just seen live performance for Voodoo. I like this trick.
Yeah, it's simple but powerful.
It's it's one of Don's has to buy even before he knows what the trick is because it's got a voodoo doll in the packaging.
Yes! Hey! It is. The basic routine is simple, but it's effective, and it taps into that that inner curiosity about the black side, black magic.
It's got a great hook as well.
It does.
And the photographs, they're really cool looking.
They are. Yeah.
The proper picture of a voodoo doll. It looks very authentic. The props are really good. The routine's really good as well. In fact, when you first performed it to me after you learnt it, I asked you, well, how did you force that on me?
Yeah.
And the method was actually pretty clever. So I actually got caught out when Chris first performed this to me. And it's actually very easy to do. It's self-working.
It is. It's practically self-working.
There's nothing you need to really learn.
Yeah.
So that's why Don.
That's why Don likes it.
That's why he likes it. Again, can't recommend it highly enough.
It's great.
It's a very cheap product. Low price.
You get 3 variations with it. And 9 revelations.
9 different revelations, so you can reveal it in 9 different ways. So you can choose which one you prefer.
And obviously, you can make up your own with if you like to.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to really say about it. It's a cool looking effect, really well structured again. The props are really good, and the story's strong and very easy to do. Now the question we posted last week was, which trick do you think is underrated?
Yes, it's gone under
the radar. So do you wanna?
Absolutely. Warren Treadaway says, I can think of many effects that have gone under the radar, but 2 great ones are Holy Moly by Jay Sankey, that kills in the real world, and Mr. Stickman from Richard Sanders.
It's actually 2 really good ones.
Absolutely.
A lot of modern magicians don't know Holy Moly, and when you look at it, it's just washers, and you're thinking, really?
How can that work?
But when performed, it's and also
great.
Stickman.
And Mr. Stickman.
Yeah. Dan Bastianelli, winner from last week. He thinks Wishbone by Paul Harris has gone under the radar. It's a brilliant effect when you make it appear impromptu. We're going to look at that in one of the future shows, and we haven't heard that much talk about it. Magicians on Facebook briefly touched on it, but people are saying it's good, but you don't hear much and it's a recent product, so maybe it needs some time.
Yes. Jake Platt says, I think a trick called Sharp Impression has gone under the radar. It's a Sharpie reveal with the blister effect built into a Sharpie.
Tom Jester Mullinger sent us this. Response was Sympathetic 10 by Card Shark, especially for close-up magicians that add a bit of parlour. It's really easy, really powerful, nice bit of magic. I wasn't really familiar with this.
Yeah.
I looked at the trailer earlier and I can see what he's saying. It looks pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah.
So we'll have to pick that up and have a look at that as well.
Simple, clean magic. I like that. Lawrence Turner.
Read it.
Says, ahem.
Now, you don't know why he's saying that.
No, I don't.
Right, okay. Now, the reason he's putting a hem is because he released a product called the ILC deck. We can't really talk about it. So it hasn't really gone into mass distribution, because if you take ILC and create a word from the first letter of each one...
Oh, yes, it's that one.
It means something. It is underestimated. I remember performing it to 3 customers that actually Don sent here on a Saturday. I performed it to them, and each of them brought one.
Yeah.
It's not something you would do to everyone.
No.
So that is a very underestimated and underrated product.
Yes.
JT Hanbury, Risky Bet by Henry Evans. That's a great little effect. I haven't heard that much about it. It's where you get someone to choose a card and place a note underneath your shoe.
Oh, that's right. And the transpo happens.
The transpo
That's
happens.
Right. Yes. Andy Nichols says, bill or note to wallet. Everyone uses a signed card, but not so many use a borrowed signed note. Interesting. When you use someone else's property and it's their money, there's more opportunity for drama and comedy, and more of a logical link to it appearing in your wallet.
It's a very logical response, Mr. Nichols.
Yes.
It's a very valid point, because we're so used to, or people are so used to, using a prop for what it was intended to be used for.
Yeah.
So if you change what you load, for example, from a card to a bill or a note, it changes the trick completely. Yeah. And it becomes a bit stronger because it's not the norm.
Yes. Cool.
Ravi Maya, Corner Light. I was expecting that response from him. It is actually, because people see Corner Light and they think, well, big deal, because it's such a quick effect. But when we were filming the live performances for the DVD that it was on, the reactions were phenomenal. This woman was going crazy. The reactions were really, really good, and it is a very underestimated effect. Probably the only good one on your DVD set, I guess. Love you, really.
Paul Gordon says the original version of Paul Curry's Out of This World. Phenomenal effect. Can't go wrong with Out of This World. And Harry Lorraine's original version of The Indicator.
2 great responses. Now, these are 2 effects that you don't need to try and improve.
No.
They are...
Absolutely.
And that's the problem. Tricks get diluted the more you play around with them. And these 2 effects specifically, why bother?
Absolutely. I love Out of This World.
Paul Curry's original, it's phenomenal. You can't beat it.
Cool.
Now, Faye Presto, she put Brainwave, and then put second best card trick in the world.
What can you say?
Great response. So I asked her, what's your first? And she said card and sealing.
There you go.
Again.
Marcus Bailey says Any Word by Ben Williams.
Not familiar with that, so Ben, send it over. Let me have a look.
Yes, please. I'd like to see it too, because I actually tried to have a look at it before we did the show, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, couldn't find anything.
I found labelled, but I didn't find that.
We are curious.
Yes.
The last one, Steve Rowe, Safekeeping by Wayne Fox. Now, my one is the Invisible deck. So many people do not use it, and they don't think it's a trick for the working magician. The deck costs £6, but when you go and perform it, it's the strongest reaction you can get. I don't go anywhere without one. Now, to me, that's a very underestimated and not used in the real world.
It's very
as
underrated.
much as it should.
I actually second that. I have one with me, in my case, all the time.
And that's the answers for this week's show. Now, next week's show, we're not going to have a question and answer like we usually do. We are going to have John Allen on next week's show because we've got a lecture here at the Dell, but he's also going to be our guest on next week's show. So what you can do is send a question you would like John Allen to answer. So any question you want about anything related to magic or himself or his magic in general, send it and we'll get him to answer it. Or even a silly question. Let's get into answer the most bizarre question.
Yeah.
That's your choice.
What's your favourite sandwich?
Now, Don's favourite trick is the travelling deck.
Hey!
Now, he just wrote it on his hand because he forgot to send it in. So, that's this week's question and answer.
This week's blast from the past is Gary Fred's NFW.
Let's watch a live performance and we'll come back and discuss it.
Hi Rachel.
Hi.
So here I have 4 jokers.
Okay.
3 of them are face up. The other is face down.
Okay.
That's because he's the leader of the gang. If the leader of the gang is face down, the others will have to follow the leader of the gang. So just like that, because he's face down, a second joker turns face down. Now that really is, that's 2 jokers face down and 2 face up. Do you want to see how I do it?
Yeah.
It's dead easy. This is how I do it. I just turn the joker over. Just turn it over just like that.
Okay.
Seriously, if that joker's turned over,
Oh
the
my
rest
god.
turn over. See, now, if you look through a standard deck of cards, you've only got 2 jokers in a pack.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little difficult to do this trick, so you gotta get 4 jokers and all that kind of stuff. So when I do this in the real world, that's why I like to do this trick with aces.
That's brilliant. Oh my god. That's amazing.
Now this is another blast from the past, from back in the day. This is one of those effects where everyone was performing at one stage.
Yeah.
And it's inspired so many other effects, like John Allen's double back and Ace by Richard Sanders.
Yeah.
But this is a classic.
Absolutely.
And also NFW stands for something we can't really say out loud here. What can you say about it? You know, if you've never had an NFW, go out and buy one.
Get one.
Because
Get
it's
one.
that good. It's very
It is
easy to do.
Yep.
It's one of, I would say, one of the most selling magic tricks of all time. I don't think there's that many magic tricks that sold as many as NFW. It's just one of those effects, and I don't know why it took us like 28 shows to review this as a blast from the past. You saw the performance, it's easy to do, it's not that expensive. If you don't have it, buy one. If you've never had one, you need to go and buy one.
Yes.
And you're going to love performing this, it's
Absolutely.
great. And that's all I have to say about this, because there's literally nothing else I can say. Just go and buy it.
Get one.
This week we reviewed, looked at 3
Yes, we did.
good products. Mint by Steve Rowe, Voodoo by Liam Montier, NFW by Gary Fried. 3 great products. The guest next week is John Allen. Don't forget we've got his lecture here on the 22nd of April as well. So if you're in the area, pop in. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Tickets are £15, and there's also going to be a prize draw. So woo! So who knows? You're going to walk out probably. Someone's going to walk out definitely with something decent, if not 3 people.
Yes.
Not quite sure how we're going to structure that, but it's going to happen. And that's it really. Anything else? Oh, and
Anagram.
the anagram.
Inhabited silver.
And also, I've been wearing the new
Oh, yes!
glasses. I've been told that I need to change my uniform and look more hunky and, you know,
man.
what can I say?
Yeah.
And that's it. Until next week, Mr. Commander, Mr. Damiano, wishes you adios.
Bye.